What is going on? It's your boy JDM, Jason Dowdy Music. Welcome to this session of Producing for Artists. Today, let me go over the agenda real quick. Kyle Ross, if you happen to be watching, I'm going to go over he had a question about how to do something on FL Studio, so I'm going to go over that as well. But real quick, our agenda for today, and just so you know, the purpose of Producing for Artists, in case anybody is new to this stream, is we are basically musicians who want to get better at becoming producers or artists or music creators in general, and then find ways to monetize your music. Like that's what we're all about. So today we're going to go over producingforartists.com. So just launched a new website. I'm going to go over what's there, what you can take advantage of, all of those types of things. Our mindset tip, we're going to go over that. So basically, we're going to talk about sync licensing and how it's a long game. And if you have the right mindset, you can make some money from that. We're going to go into marketing, talking about organizing your life and prioritizing what's important. We're going to do a little bit of email overview. So we're putting together a quick course on, how to handle not only your subscriber list, but go out there and find new leads. Monetization. So we're going to talk about getting your first sync placements, a course that we're creating for that as well. And then, also affiliate links. If you haven't ever considered that, that's another way to get a little bit of extra income. Music creation. So Kyle, going to go over the request you put in Heatwave Music Group a little bit earlier today. I have one way of doing it. There's probably a better way, but at least we'll have one way to do it. And then we're also going to go over how you would format your music for sync placements. And then we'll have a Q&A. I didn't see any music submitted for the music reviews, so we probably won't be doing that this week. All right. Let me open up the chat real quick and see what's going on to see if anybody's popping in saying, hey, what's up, Salters? What is happening? And then I'll put this on the overlay as well. All right, cool. So I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to start doing this stream horizontal again. I know it doesn't look as good on the phone, but sometimes I need to share like spreadsheets, websites, things like that. And if you can't see the whole thing, then you don't know what I'm doing. And the cool thing is when it's horizontal, you can turn your phone sideways and see everything clearly. So we're going to go back to horizontal this week. All right. So real quick, I'm going to show the new site, and then I'm going to show a couple things you can only get in this group for free. So let me share that real quick. Just built a new website, kind of proud of it. And I put a course together on how to build a website as well. All of this is going to be part of what I'm going to call the Music Money Machine program, right? Where all of these courses will be available. I'll even have an affiliate program. So if you know people that could benefit from something like this, you could make some money off of the sales of that as well. But anyway, let me share my screen. Hold on. All right, cool. I'm going to go with this tab right here. All right, cool. All right, let me see what that looks like. All right, perfect. Okay, so here's the website. Basically, we have 4 links. Everything on this website, and like I went over last week, we were talking about how you want to have that one action. So when people visit either your social media profile, website, whatever it is, you want to have that one thing you want them to do. Like if you're maybe you sell beats, right? Maybe you want them to grab some free beats so they can so you can capture their email address and you can kind of keep in contact with your people that way. Maybe it's you want them to buy a beat. Maybe you are an artist and you just want them to check out your music. Whatever that one thing is, make sure it's clear on your social media presence and on your website if you have a website. So here we go. So here, grab your free training, right? So I have a free FL Studio training for anybody that just wants to learn how to produce. You're just in the first stages of it. You can learn how to make your first professional sounding track in less than 2 hours just using FL Studio and free stuff you can find on the internet. And that's FL Studio Basic. That's like the $99 one, right? So if you want to dip your toe in, give it a shot. That's a great way to get started. But I've got the one action here. I've got a little sneak peek. So if you did buy the full Producing for Artists, how to produce tracks training, this gives you a sneak peek into what the training looks like, everything that comes with it, and all of that. And you can see, grab your free training, still the action. Testimonials, put that in, grab your free training, right? You just keep that going throughout your site. Little story on me, some of my recent work, all of that, right? So this is available. It's now linked in our Facebook group, Producing for Artists, as the main link. So that being said, let me dip into that real quick. Thanks, Salters. I appreciate that. Um, Let me switch to the group. So, oh, I think I can do it this way. Hold on. And Facebook, I don't know what's going on with Facebook today, but um, you can see it's kind of blank, right? Like it's loading really slowly. I don't know what's going on, but here's the group. And just for everybody who might be new to Producing for Artists in this Facebook group, if you go to this files section, you're going to find free stuff, right? So there's a one-shot pack. There's if you want to dip your toe into get your very first sync placements, this spreadsheet right here will help you do that, and we'll get more into that in a little bit later. Creating a persona, creating your story, producer links, all of that. This is just going to keep populating, and it's all going to be free for a while, right? So if you have any music creator friends that you know about, and you're like, hey, and they're like, hey, I want to learn how to make music. I want to learn or how to make money from my music. I want to learn how to get my name out there a little bit more and all of that. That's what we go over in this group. So you get all this free stuff. Just join the group. It's still a public group. Soon it will be private and, all of that. But for now, and then once you're in, obviously you're in, right? So once we make it private, you're in the group and whatever. But this is where all your free stuff is going to be. All right, cool. So let's hop into and I think I tagged Kyle in this video. I don't see him in the chat, but I'm definitely going to go over his request. He just wanted to know how to, take the beginning of a sample, just like a first note of a sample, and then put that into, treat it as a one shot. So you could just play it up and down and play different pitches. So I'm going to show how to do that real quick. It's one way to do it. I think there's a way in Edison that's a lot easier, but I'm going to do my way. It might be a little convoluted, but it is a way to do it. So I just want to help him real quick. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. Okay. All right, and I'm going to take the chat down just so I have a little more real estate on the screen so we can see everything that's going on. All right, cool. So let me share FL Studio. And then we'll pop into that other stuff. All right, got Chrome tab. We're going to do entire screen. Here we go. And then I also want to share system audio. Sometimes I forget to do that. All right, here we go. So sharing the screen. Let me open up FL. All right, cool. Now let me just double check. Yeah, we can see that good. All right. So his request was and the first thing I always like to do for any project is I like to create a file folder. So like for this, I'm just going to open up a new folder. And this is linked into the file structure of FL Studio. I have some videos on that if anybody wants to know how to do that. But anyway, just DM me. I'll send you the video on it. But I don't want to waste too much time here. So let's call this, we're going to call this Kyle Ross. All right. All right, there we go. So we've got a new project called Kyle Ross. And it's in a folder here. And in order to, I'm just going to grab a sample real quick. Drag it in here, and then I'm going to find that folder that I just created. So should be under projects. Hold on. I think it's under sounds and projects. Sounds. Trying to remember where I put it. Bear with me. Projects. Here we go. All right. And then we're going to reread the structure by pressing this little refresh button right here. And here's the Kyle Ross folder. And this will become important in a minute. All right, cool. So let's go to the song. So he just wanted to play like that very first note of a sample and play it as a one shot. So I'm just going to cut the sample. I don't know how short or long you want it, Kyle, but we'll just kind of drag this out. Here, I'm just going to do none. And I'm going to take it into the next like note. That's pretty good, right? All right. So this is the way I do it. It's kind of a quick way. It's a little convoluted, but we'll get there. So I'm just going to, I went to File. Hold on. I should show my steps here. File, Export, Wave File. All right. And we're going to call this one shot example. All right. Now I'm going to put this in the project folder. So I've got the project folder pinned right here. So I'm just going to put it right there. I'm going to look for the Kyle Ross folder. All right. I'm going to save it. We're not splitting to mixer tracks. I'm just going to hit start. All right. Now, going to the folder, Kyle Ross. Hold on. Let me reread the structure with this little refresh button. There we go. Now we've got our one-shot example. I'm just going to take the original sample out. So I'm going to delete that from the project. All right. Now we're going to open up pattern 1. We're going to call this one shot. Drag this in. Okay. And I'm just going to switch back to bar and drag it out to 5. All right. Now we're going to open up the channel rack right here. I'm going to drag this sample into the channel rack. I'm going to, route it to a mixer channel. Open up the piano roll. And I'm just playing the MIDI controller. So you can play it as a one shot now. And if you need to, you can double click on here, and you may want to change the envelope. So turn down the attack, turn up the hold, turn everything else down, everything but the hold, right? There we go. And that way it won't play the entire sample every time you hit a key. So whenever you let off the key, it stops the sample. But that's one way you can do it. So you can play it as a one shot now. So I hope that helps, Kyle. Going to stop sharing. Let me know if that's what you were looking for. All right, cool. Yeah, Slice X Salters. I was going to do Slice X, but what that does is it slices the long sample into a bunch of little pieces. And you could play it, on your keyboard, on your MIDI controller or whatever, and use different parts of the sample, which is cool for that. But he specifically wanted just that first note to be played as a one shot. So that's one way to do it. Yeah, and if you set up a project folder every time for every project that you have, I'm sure everybody's been there. If you use FL Studio and you open it up and it can't find the samples that you used when you open up the FLP file, that is a pain, right? So that's why I do a project folder. And then I just take that folder and, if I have to move from one machine to another, I just take the folder with all the projects and take all the folders with the projects so it has all the samples in there. All right. You got to keep your world organized, right? Okay, cool. All right. So next, let's see what's next on the agenda. Mindset. Okay. So I found out some good news. Well, I don't know. This to me, this is like exciting with sync placements. Like if you've been to this group before and you've seen one of these streams, you know that I have a few placements out there, like with the WWE, uh, Dateline NBC. What were some of the others? Like El Rojo Vivo. I don't even know what that is. That's on that's on a channel I never watch. Top Chef. Like all these placements started coming in, which is cool, right? It's good because it helps you build credibility as a producer. You can say that you've been on television. That's a good start. But the money was like not very much, right? When I would go to my ASCAP statement, as little as a month ago, it was like $100 for the year, right? Not that great. But what I didn't understand is how they track that and how they pay that out. So the mindset for today, and there's some success here I'm going to share with you. The mindset for today is it's a long game. So no matter what you are doing with your music, if you're starting to sell beats and starting a beat store, it takes years. It's a competitive market, but that competitive market's good because that means there is money to be made, right? But it takes a while for you to get a reputation, to build relationships, to have a presence, build social media. All of that takes time, right? It's a long game. Don't think you're going to have big payouts, big dividends early on, no matter how good of a producer you are. Now, obviously, being one of the best out there, if you have those skills, that's gonna accelerate things for you, right? You're gonna, people are gonna be like, "Ooh, man, that's a dope beat," or "That's an incredible track," or "That's perfect for this artist I'm working with," or whatever. That's gonna help you. But for most of us mortals who, don't necessarily aren't blessed with all the talent in the world, we have to grow our skills. We have to keep, and not only your music production skills, but your networking skills, your organization skills, your computer skills, your marketing skills, like all of these different skills at the same time, right? So it is a long game. Um, I started kind of getting into this in 2020, no, 2019, I wanna say, is when I sold a beat. Like, I randomly uploaded a beat to BeatStars, 1 beat, and sold it, like, in a couple weeks. So I was like, that's kinda what got me hooked. I was like, "Oh, man, it's that easy? Alright, cool." Well, it's not that easy. I just kinda got lucky in that first couple weeks. And I've been at it ever since, kinda off and on, right? But now it's definitely on all the time, and I'm starting to see some success, and I'm gonna share that with you now. So, I got an email. Let me share my screen again. Let me just share a tab and see if I can do a split screen while I do this. So hang on. Let me do, here we go. I'm gonna share this tab. All right. All right. And then let me do a split screen real quick. So we'll do it like this. All right. So you can see it says, you've got ASCAP royalties. So if you read real closely, you know what? Maybe I won't do a split screen. We'll just do it this way. Um, Your latest ASCAP statement, this is January through March of 2024. So it takes a while to get paid out. So if something airs in January, February, or March, you're not going to get paid for that until, when did I get this email? October, I think it's 16th, something like that, right? So that's a good about 6 months before you're going to see any residuals from that, any royalties from that. But if we go to ASCAP, I actually have the statement here, so let me share this tab. So here's the statement. So you can see this particular track right here. This one was $72. This one was, and it might be hard to see. Hold on, my mouse has stopped on me there. That one's $72. This one's $57, and this one's $368. Um, and then it has the Dateline NBC, and then it has the episode name or date. So FR 3323, FR 3323, and SU 3317. All right, now if we actually go to ASCAP, let me share this tab. And let's go back to the statement real quick. So it's FR 3323. So this one right here, and the one below it, SU 3317. Okay. Now these aired on February 3rd. This one aired on April 4th, looks like. I'm not sure why it's in this statement if it's only January through March, though, but for somehow one of the placements got in this one as well. But if we go back here, you're going to see that the duration time, how long this was on the show. So I got $72 and it was on the show for 19 seconds. All right. I got $57. This one was on for 15 seconds. And then this one, $368. My track was on for 1 minute and 36 seconds. So that kind of gives you an idea of what the payout is. And if there's a rerun, you'll get more royalties from there, but that's money, right? That's some decent money. And these are just background tracks that are underscoring dialogue or narration or things like that. Like, these tracks are not that hard to make. You do not need to win any beat battles to make this music that's highly in demand. And the music library that I'm working with, actually, I was 8. They asked for albums of 10 songs. I was up to 8, and they said, "Hey, can you go ahead and finish, like, close this album out, upload everything, because we need more songs for Dateline, like, now," right? So there is a demand. They need more producers to do this. And here, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna show you the cue sheet for this. Oh, thanks, Salters. Appreciate it. Yeah, ASCAP's great. Great return on investment. Yeah, if you've ever tried to sell beats, the amount of time that you're going to be spending just chatting with strangers, right? Trying to get them to download your free stuff, to get them in a funnel, any of that type of stuff. That is a lot of that's a big time commitment. This is better return on investment. I agree, Salters. So, going into this real quick, just to show you how much demand there is out there for music. This is one television show, and it pays so well because it's on NBC. That's a major network, right? One television show. Let's look at the most recent one, 3401. So, oh, hold on. I got to log back in. Bear with me. All right, logging in. And I may have to do a two-factor authentication. Oh, no, I'm in. I'm in. All right, cool. So, let's look at the cue sequences. All right, I'm just going to scroll down real fast to the end because you can see they're all numbered 3, 4. All right, let me just drag it down. All right, so this is cue number 165, right? And this last cue is 32 seconds, so that person's probably going to get like 200 something dollars for this, right? 165 cues for one television show. Now, tell me there is not a demand for sync licensing in this type of music, right? Like, if you've been spinning your wheels trying to find a way to make money, I would say do this. And I will soon, I'm going to have a course up teaching you how to get your first steps into sync placements, how to get your very first sync placements. My man Clint Productions, if you want the true experts on that, he has hundreds, if not thousands, of placements. He runs a community. If you want that info, I'll share that info as well. But yeah, so let me see if I can find my tracks. It may take a minute. Just going to look for my name real quick. And working with this sync licensing company that I do work with, they do take it's exclusive to them, meaning you can't use your tracks for any other music license or any other music library. And this person I work with probably the most, Pierce DeLobe, he does take a 15% cut for giving reviews, giving final edits, final feedback, approvals, things like that for running the projects for this. But let's see what I have on this show so you can find it. Here we go. So here's my name. Here's the 9-second one, right? I mean, they only used it for 9 seconds, but that is money I did not have before. And this is just one show it could be used for. That's another thing. Okay, here's another one. This one's 14 seconds, right? I think I have like 4 on this particular episode, right? Oh, here's another one. 15 seconds for this one. Here's another one. 14 seconds for this one, right? I've got like maybe 4 cues on this show, and if they're $200, you're looking at $800, right? Like, yeah, Clint is great. Yes, sir. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you're looking for a way to make money with your music, I would say get into this. You have to be professional. You have to make sure that you are approaching these music libraries in the right way. You have to be organized. They have some specific ways that they like their music formatted, uploaded, all of that kind of stuff. So you have to have a good attention to detail. But I've heard some incredible musicians out there that aren't really making a lot of money from their music who should be or way better than I am. So anyway, just wanted to go over that. That's the mindset tip for today. It is a long game. So I started working with this music licensing company in 2022 is when I put an album together of, I think it was just 8 songs back then. And then I took a long break from it, and then I just got back into it. So for the past maybe 8 months, I've been consistently delivering at least a track a week. So I've got, a good 4 albums with them. So that's just money in the bank that's going to keep coming and coming. All right. So let me stop sharing my screen. All right, cool. So please explain exclusive and non-exclusive for those who don't know. Thank you, Salters. And I know you do know, but for anybody who doesn't know the difference, there's 2 strategies you can have with getting into sync licensing. So one is exclusive and the other is non-exclusive. Non-exclusive, you can get on a lot of different libraries like, what are I forget what they're called because this isn't the strategy I'm using, like Taxi. Um, what are Prabhu should connect? Yo, definitely. Prabhu's probably a millionaire and just isn't telling it everybody. Hold on, let me explain exclusive and non-exclusive real quick. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna share the document on it because it lists out those libraries. So hold on one second. I think I have it. Yeah, here we go. So here's the training guide for getting your first sync placements. Okay. So hold on, let me find it again. Here it is. Okay. So let's see, exclusive versus non-exclusive. Let me see if it's in here. Exclusive. Oh, I don't have it in here. But um Pond 5, I think it's called. Um Taxi's one of them. I'm sure you could probably name a few yourself there, Salters, but there are some that don't require you to have an exclusive contract with them. So you can put their music on their platform. And this is more for like I don't know, game streamers, influencers, podcasts, like all of these other types of mostly internet related streaming media. They can pick up your stuff and the Beauty Connect podcast could have the same use the same track as, some other one, right? Like, um, they don't necessarily have it's not exclusive to Pond 5, it's not exclusive to Taxi, but you can put them on a bunch of different platforms. So you could take some of your, stuff that's on your hard drive now, start uploading it to those platforms, and then get your music out there, and it can be on a whole bunch of different streaming uh you know basically they don't have as many curators, like they don't have people that have relationships with music supervisors as much. It's more of just a platform where anybody can search, find the track that they need, and use it in their media without having to worry about a copyright strike. And then exclusive libraries are more like they normally have a curator who knows a music supervisor who can suggest music or give them the new batch of music and that type of thing. Which that's why I do it that way, because doing it exclusively with this particular music library that has a relationship with Dateline in particular, I have a much better chance of getting my stuff placed. And they already have the relationship. So I do it that way. But there's two strategies you can take with that. All right. So let me see what's next on the agenda. That was the mindset for today. Organize your life and email. So, and I guess this is more of I guess I mean, I put this under the marketing section, but it's not necessarily the marketing section. But figure out, like, for example, I went to Heatwave Music Group. For those of you who are familiar with them, last night and sat in on an event, and they were doing a big tournament. And there's like 16 producers that are battling to try to dethrone Arsenic, who's this incredible producer. And Pat was kind of stuck. He needed one more person. So I sent my tracks in, and I didn't necessarily create anything new because I want to prioritize my time for making money with my music. It's something I'm kind of obsessed with, what I want to learn more about, and it's going to benefit my family. And, maybe one day I could even quit my job if I become successful enough, right? So that's where my mind is focused. Those are the goals that I've set. I've set numerical goals, right? Like for 2025, I want to reach $10,000. For 2026, I want to reach $30,000. And for 2027, I'm hoping to reach 60. That's the numerical goals that I've set. And now I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. But anyway, in order to do that, you have to create your plan based on what's giving you the most return on your investment. And in this case, your investment is your time. It could be money as well, which we'll get more into later. But in order to do that, I've created a task list of things I need to do every week, and then I put a priority beside them. So I'm going to show that to start getting your wheels turning on, like, how do I organize my week? How do I balance my work and family life with trying to do this music, making money with my music thing? And I hope it gives you a little bit of insight and helps you out. So let me share my screen. All right. Let me share the Chrome tab, and we're gonna go with this weekly tasks. Okay, so let me share. All right, so and let me zoom in a bit. I think it's probably hard to read. Okay, so this is for the week of this week. So 10/14 through 10/20. I do a Monday through Sunday schedule. Um, email. So I have to draft some emails, and I haven't actually gone through and prioritized all of this. I was starting to do this today. But I have this on priority high to low, right? 1 is the highest priority, 5 is the lowest priority. I'm actually going to put this at 3. Here we go. So here's how I want to spend my week. So first there's the email stuff. So and we'll go over email and more in depth in a little bit, but I want to write 3 emails a week. You can use tools like ChatGPT to not only help you create it faster, but help make sure that it gets through the spam filter a little bit better. That'll be part of an email training I'm putting together. But I put together a weekly newsletter. I do a beat showcase. So a lot of people on my email distribution list come from BeatStars, where they download a free beat to, or tag, but they download it, and then that get added to my email list. So most of that audience is people looking for music. So I always do a beat showcase with, and I have I give away 5 free beats, and then they can buy a beat funnel, like 100 beat pack type of thing. And then a marketing nugget, so that kinda goes along with producing for artists, where I give them some advice on how to, expand their reach, get their name out there, build fans, all that type of stuff. And then I do a cold email campaign. I'll get more into that later. But basically, here's how, like, that could bring me money, right? By building relationships with people on the email distribution list. A cold email could bring new people into there and drive new traffic. I cut the content from this weekly stream into nuggets, and then I schedule it for social media. This I'm probably going to put more as a 4, because I'm looking at a different strategy for driving traffic that's more important right now. Thought of the day. This is Facebook stories and Instagram stories, and TikTok. Uh, Something that has nothing to do with music, right? Just so people can get to know you better. So I'm putting that as, this is probably, I do this in the morning before work. It's easy to do, but I should prioritize it more. So this is my number one priority. Make a sync track for those date lines, right? That is the most important thing, because that's bringing me the most money right now. So that is prioritized as number one. Social outreach. This is going into Facebook groups every day, typing, getting to know people, all of that. I'm going to list that as a 4 right now. This will probably go up as producing for artists becomes, more of, as we start launching products more about making money from your music. That'll become more important. BandLab. So I'm working with a guy named Hannibal Lecter Beats, who's has a program for like $15 a week, where he can drive traffic using BandLab to a person as a producer. So I give away, like I said, I give away 5 beats, and that all leads to a 100 pack beat funnel offer that I have. He's got a traffic secret to that, and he helps drive traffic to that funnel. So I need to stay active in BandLab, make sure that I'm replying to people, sending them the free beats, all that kind of stuff. Producing for artists, hosting this session. Um, I'm going to put that as a 2. I may miss a session here and there. If I have to sacrifice doing this live stream one week because I have to get this sync track done, so be it. And then, additional. So these are things that come up. So I'm going to shoot the get your first sync licensing course this week, probably tomorrow. And then I also need some new pictures for the website and other things. So this is probably like a 3, and this is probably like a 3 as well, because there's no urgency to that. Right? So that's what I feel like I can get done this week with my full-time job, family obligations, still making sure I'm spending good quality time and with the people I love and all of that. So I hope this is showing at least, a peek behind the curtain as to what I'm doing with my week helps you organize your week. All right. If I could give you a brotherly suggestion, get you MS Project. Oh, I can't read the whole chat. Hold on there, Salters. I'm trying to read the whole chat, but it won't let me. I just got from acting class. Glad you made your presentation. You're doing great. Oh, thanks. Good plan. All right. MS Project. Yeah, I've used like Trello, which is another. I've used a lot of them. I've used Asana, Trello, like some other things as well. Project management software. Um, I it's it's a great way to organize your life, especially if you're owning a lot of tasks with particular people. So I probably will adopt something like MS Project when I have a lot of different projects in the works and people that I'm working with, right? It helps keep those people organized, what you said to them last, how to prioritize things that way. But no, that's a great suggestion. Trello's a free tool out there. Trello, TRELLO.com is a free tool for project management for anybody that just wants to dip your toe in and figure out how to use those tools. All right, cool. So let me stop sharing. All right, and then let me see what is next on the agenda. Email. So let's talk a little bit about having an email distribution list, how to manage that. I'm just going to give a brief overview on this because, like I said, I'm creating a whole course on this just to make it easier. And I will, once the course is created, I will share that in the group. If you go to Producing for Artists, the homepage, and you go to the file section, I'm going to put all these like download links to these courses in there with videos and guides and all that kind of stuff. Eventually, it'll be part of a product that I sell. But for people that are in this group now, since you're going on this journey with me and learning it as I learn it, I think it's the least I could do. And hopefully, other people in this group start sharing more about how they're able to monetize their music. And, we can all kind of learn from each other. All right. But anyway, let me share my screen. Let's go to email. Let's go. Where is my? Oh, here we go. All right. I found it. Okay. Topping emails. All right. So I'm going to go over this briefly. I'm not going to get too in depth with it, but there's two parts to this course once we create it. Number one is managing your subscriber list. So if you own a beat store, for example, you may have people downloading beats for exchange for an email. Come up with something you give away to capture email addresses, or it could be a coupon code or whatever it is. Find a way to capture email addresses. Once you do that, you're going to have a list. And this is how you'd want to manage that list. So you want to send a minimum of 3 a week. And the easiest way to do that is one content email, one sales email, and one newsletter email. And that's the way I do it. Content is something that's going to add value to their lives, right? It could be, if you're an artist, it could be that you share a personal story that, gives them a dopamine rush from hearing your story and gives them like an emotion, right? Could be that. Could be that you're like me and you're teaching people how to do something. So you may want to have, a little, hey, in case you didn't know, here's how you do something. Sales is what it sounds like. If you can frame it so it's not so salesy, that's good. But just to let people know what your offers are, what you're selling, how much it is, and we'll get into how to create that content a little bit later. And then a newsletter. Hey, what's going on in the world of you? Okay. So this goes through the types of email sales, the different types of content you can do, like reviewing a product, reviewing an artist, reviewing music, a preview for something that's coming up, um, anything that's actionable, success stories, testimonials, a story about yourself. So any of that type of stuff. And you can also do a giveaway as well. That can be part of the sales. How you write the emails. So this is how you organize your emails. You can use the Hemingway app, so it'll kind of give you an idea of how good your email is as far as open rates. Is the content valuable? All of that kind of stuff. Here are your content ideas. This is probably too much for this stream, so I'm going to create a whole course on this. But the second part I do want to just touch on real quick is a cold email hack, meaning um, oh, and also has the best times of day to send your emails and all of that. And there was a schedule at the top. But what you can do is you can create a brand new email address. Um, you can specifically search for email domain and whatever phrase you're looking for and the site that you want. So, for example, Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, those are the most common, right? Probably Outlook.com would be a good one, right? And you go there. I'm a pop producer, so these are some of the phrases that I look for in there, and then you have your music site. So where do people post their musics, right? So an example would be Gmail and Pop and Bandcamp. So let me do a search for you real quick and show you what I'm talking about. All right, let me share this tab. So I'm going to hit enter on this search. So you have Gmail and Pop and Bandcamp, right? And I use a tool. Actually, you'd want to add one other thing to this. I think it's I have to open the email, but it's like and the and symbol equals, I want to say 100. No, that's not it. I have a phrase on a spreadsheet that I'll share in the training that will let you get search results for, um, the default is like 20, I think, search results. It might be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it's just 10, right? So you have to go from screen to screen to screen to screen to search this. There is a shortcut you can use. It's like and equals something and then 100, where it'll bring up 100 results. And then you can use this tool called Email Extractor, which will bring up all of the email addresses that are mentioned on this page. And you can use that to collect cold email prospects. And you would want to open an email account where it's one that you're not, if it got shut down, you wouldn't be devastated. So I wouldn't use your personal one, especially if you've had it a long time. And then there are tricks on how you can actually warm up that account, because if you just open up a brand new account and start emailing 100 people a day, it's going to get shut down really fast, right? You have to look like you are a legitimate email account. There's some tips and tricks I'm going to go over in that email training that will show you how to do that. But it's a great way for you to send a message. It's like, hey, I notice you're an artist. I have some free beats, if you're a beat producer, for example. Here's the link to them, and then you can get people to sign up, and then you'll start collecting email addresses that way. All right, so let me go back to the guide real quick. And like I said, I don't have time to do a full training on it now. Here, let me stop sharing. But that's the general idea of how you can use email. Oh, thanks, Salters. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. Cool. All right, let me see what is next on the agenda for today. Let me make the screen all the way. I keep hitting the wrong maximize button. Hold on one second. Here we go. Should be this one. There we go. All right, cool. All right, let me see what's next on the agenda. So get your first sync placements. Yeah, I don't have time to get into that. So I'm going to create a training on, how to use that spreadsheet that's already in the files right now. I'm going to put together some videos. I'm prioritizing that this weekend. So after I create, you saw my list, right? My number one priority is get that sync track done for that Dateline. Then number two, I'm going to create this course on how to get your first sync placements. As soon as it's up and running, I'm going to post it in the group. So feel free to watch that if you're interested in learning how to get your first sync placement, if you haven't done that already. And then one thing I could touch on, that Hannibal Lecter Beats turned me on to that I forgot all about, is affiliate links. It's a great way to kind of supplement and get another little revenue stream going, especially if you're in contact with a lot of artists and producers all the time. Like, for example, he used DistroKid. They have an affiliate program where if anybody new signs up, you get $10, right? So anybody out there that's not distributing their music now, they can sign up for DistroKid. You get $10, and they'll get stream revenue, right? Streaming revenue is another. But I would say find a few affiliate programs out there. I wouldn't start, like, here's the mistake I made when I first started trying to do this. I started signing up for every affiliate program I could find. I have like a million different links, that I'm just trying to put out into the world. Um, but you don't want to do that because if you're not getting any sales from those and it's not working, the companies that you sign up with are going to be like, "Oh, you're not making any sales, so we're going to shut your affiliate program down," right? Like you can't you can't use our links anymore. So what I would do is I would start with maybe like 3 or 4. So, for example, hold on, I have some links here that I use. So for me, it would be like FL Studio, right? That is something I use every day. I think it's a great DAW. I can recommend to others. If they don't have it yet, by all means, you buy it, and I don't remember what the percentage is, but you get a cut of the money if they happen to buy FL Studio, right? Um, Another one is um, Inadot. So if you want to start a beat store and you want to get more into sync music, I think that's a great platform to do that. So that's something I could recommend that I use all the time. Arcade is, and I have an affiliate link where a person could get a free month of Arcade. That music tool and library and all of that has been really helpful to me. Like I use it all the time and it's something I can get behind. And then finally, I would say like some of the things from Unison. I use stuff from Unison all the time as well. So, and they have a great affiliate program as well. So, start with like maybe 4 or 5 that you use all the time, that you're very familiar with, that you honestly could recommend to somebody, and just focus on that at first and see what you can do with that before you start branching out into more affiliates stuff. But you get a cut of the sales if they sell anything. All right. Oh, I should mention, I always forget to talk about producing for artists. I have an affiliate program as well. So if you know somebody that right now all producing for artists is learning FL Studio, so teaching artists how to produce for themselves, or recording, mixing, songwriting, those types of things. But it's going to branch out into this whole make money from your music type thing as well as we start building more and more of these courses. I have an affiliate program where you can have half of the money if you happen to sell something. So let me share my screen on that real quick. I wouldn't be doing myself justice if I didn't bring this up. All right, hold on. Let me find producing for artists. One sec. I have so many tabs open right now. All right, let's see. I'm trying to share. All right, I'll just share my entire screen. Seems to be the only way. Okay. All right. So here we go. Producing for artists. If you click on this link, affiliate, it'll open in a new tab. And here it is right here. So join my affiliate program, get 50% of commissions forever. This teaches you more about the Producing for Artists course. And then the courses that it applies to is not only producing for artists, but songwriting, recording, and mixing as well. And it's $47. So if you sold it, you get half of that. And that's in US dollars. All right, cool. Let me stop sharing. All right, awesome. Okay, let's see what's last on the agenda. So, music creation. Normally, I would do a music review. I'm going to check my email real quick just to see if anybody sent one in. I didn't see one for this week. Just send it to jason@producingforartists.com, and that's with the number 4. So, jason@producing4artists.com. All right, let me check. All right. I don't see. Oh, my newsletter came out. That's good to know. But I don't see any. Nobody submitted any music that I can find. So what I thought I'd do for the last part of this, for the music creation part of the producing for artists sessions, is go over how to format your music for sync. So let me bring up FL Studio real quick, and I'm just going to uh, open up a session that I did for that. And let me share my screen again. And this won't take long, so bear with me. All right, so there we go. You should be seeing FL Studio now. It's a little slow because I'm streaming and I'm trying to open up a session all at the same time. So it's going to take a little bit to load. And hopefully it doesn't, snap, crackle, and pop when we hit play. But this will give you an idea of at least how to format it. So this is a background track I did for one of those Dateline albums. So you want to start with an intro that kind of builds to something to build up some suspense and hook your listener in. You can see I've got I mean, it's basically like an 8 bar uh, intro, like slow start, and then it kind of starts building through this part, and then we get into the main theme by bar 17. Um, that plays for 16 bars, and then you go to the change. For this particular track, I felt like it needed to a little bit of a like chord change just to bring the tension up a little bit more. Then there's a breakdown to kind of give you a break from all of the the tension that you've built, and then you bring that main theme back in and build it up as much as you can up until the last change, and then an outro, and then what's called a sting ending, where it ends on a final resolution. And the reason you need a sting ending is a lot of the time they need like an 8-second cut where maybe they're just ending a scene. This is for this particular for underscore work, they don't use it as much, but for, let's say you got a track on, I don't know, just need something that's like a sting that's 8 seconds long that takes them into the next section or into a commercial. All right, so I'm gonna hit play um, to give you an idea of what I've been making for this, and to give you an idea of the format. And I might talk during it to give you some insights. And always look for existing music out there that's in the vein that you're trying to make to see how they format it, and that will give you a clue on how to format yours. So you can see we're adding instruments to add that additional tension. There's the chord change. Right? And then you take a break from all the tension for a second and just play your main theme on piano. And then you can see for the when we build it back up, we've added some cinematic toms, high strings, more staccato strings. Sound effects, scary noises. You know what I just realized? I may not be sharing audio. Hold on. Was I sharing audio? Well, structure. All right. I don't even know if I was sharing audio. That's why I stopped it. I've done that before where I forgot to share the audio. But you can see you're just adding additional instruments, building up the tension even more, and then it went into a sting ending and a final resolution. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Salters. Appreciate that. Um, yeah. So, and when you start out in this, if you just copy what's already out there. Just like, I mean, not copy directly, but you can copy the formatting, you can copy the style, start paying attention to what, like for this type of track, for example, you're going to use a lot different types of percussion and instruments that you're going to use for, hip hop or pop or any of that type of stuff, right? No audio. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I was like, I knew it. I knew I forgot the audio. Um, well, um, I'll play a little bit of it just to give you an idea. Let me share it one more time. I'll play the audio. So I apologize for that. Like halfway through, I was like, oh man, I bet I forgot to hit the audio. There's a button you have to toggle, and I always forget to hit it. All right, let's try it one more time. I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play the final build into the sting ending. All right, so give me a second here. Here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna play the final build into the sting ending. Here we go. There's that change. And there's your sting ending. All right, cool. I'm pretty sure I shared audio that time. All right, let me go back. Oh, hold on, it's playing again. Let me stop it. All right. Okay. Yes, hear it well. All right, cool. So, I mean, the producers that I know could create that in like 2 seconds because they have some advanced skills, right? Like, um, and if you start thinking of it as if this gets played for 15 seconds, you get $200. If you start thinking of it in those terms, like, what are you going to prioritize this week? So that's all I'm trying to get to this week. I hope it's been helpful. Has been this session of producing for artists. I appreciate those who have stopped in. Thank you, Salters. Appreciate it as always. Um, we're gonna keep this going. So every week we meet here 12 o'clock on Saturdays. We talk about ways to make money from your music. We talk about that includes your mindset, marketing, music creation skills, all to monetize your music. So if that's something that interests you, or if you know anybody that you think that might interest, let them know. We're going to change this group to private really soon, just so you know. So it may not be as searchable, may not be as easy to find. Um, and everything's free right now. So, get as many people as you can to join the group if they're interested in this stuff. They're going to get some free courses as we build them. They're going to learn as we learn, have them share their knowledge with everybody so we can, you know what I'm saying? Like, grow as a community and figure this out together. Yeah, and let's do it. So until then, until next week, um, master your craft,